During the season, project managers make a full 15-page portfolio to present at the final competition. This becomes much easier if the project managers take proper documentation. Mainly focus on prototypes, problems faced at the start of the season, and how you overcame them. These, as well as final design specifications, should be the main things focused on in your portfolio. The Engineering Open House is your best friend when it comes to documentation problems. Being the first competition, it will surface many problems that may not have been accounted for at the beginning of the season. Even though at this time your robot may be nearly finalized, it is important to focus on the problems faced at this time.
Programming is by far the hardest part of the documentation. Programming is more represented by words and diagrams instead of pictures like other subteams. Make sure you work closely with your programmers until you fully understand what the program does and how it works. Communication is the most important part of the workflow. At the start of the season, many forms of communication will be provided to you, such as Microsoft Teams and Google Drive. I recommend that you take advantage of these materials as soon as possible. Proper posture communications, documentation, and establishing communications early on emphasizing that will make team members more willing to use them later in the season. It is expected and okay to face issues with communication. What is important is how you work through these. Make sure you talk with all members to ensure smooth communication.
It is highly recommended to have sub-teams set goals day to day. This helps break up the workload and keep members on task. It is important to find a balance between making sure members stay on track and micromanaging. Team members should be able to set their own goals and complete their own work on time. Keeping distance between team members' goals and your goals makes a respectful and positive environment. Sometimes it might be difficult to work together and ensure everything is running smoothly. We found it is very important to have open communication and make sure that any issues faced within the team or with our robot are talked about and thoroughly explained in order to be able to solve the problem seamlessly. We used Google Drive as a method of storing and sharing our documents with the team. We had a folder specifically for 9103 and different subfolders within it for each of our subteams. Each subteam had a document where we would write down what was done that day and a picture to go along with it. This helped a lot later on when we were making the portfolio, as we were able to go back and reference that information. We also used Microsoft Teams as a method of communication within 9103. We did face some difficulties with people getting notified and not checking it. Most of our team was new to this platform, and we evidently faced some learning curves. Although I think if we had worked harder to implement this method of communication, things would have gone smoother. I would have liked to receive a heads up if people were going to be late or absent, but that isn't something that I'd brought up with the team that I would do in the future.